Hello and welcome to the Tree House. This is Kag with a special View from Above tarot reading for New Year's Eve. I posted a short on the Black Moon on the Shorts channel, so if you watch that, thank you for watching that one and all the other shorts. And I want to thank you for being here with me today for this longer reading. So what I have for us today is a look at what has happened in the past year. So New Year's Eve, right, we're starting to kind of reflect on what's happened in the past. And so I have chosen what I consider the Mama deck for this two-part reading. So part of this reading will be for today, and the second part will be tomorrow morning, which I will post for 6 a.m. on the 1st. So this first reading is a reflection for this last year in terms of the Strength card. And 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, which is 2024, is the Strength card. It is the 8 card in the major arcana. And what the Strength card is the need for us to recognize the parts of ourselves that we don't like very much, and to also recognize the parts of ourselves that we deny have power. A lot of times we dumb down what we see as our gifts as being what anybody else can do. And the truth about giftedness is that it seems like nothing to us, but it's everything to other people. So strength is about recognizing those unrecognized parts, those unloved parts, those parts of ourselves that we maybe are uncomfortable with from a blacker perspective, or from a really that's not me kind of a perspective. So what we're going to do is, with that sort of frame in mind, is to ask the questions: what would be most helpful to know? What would be most helpful to think about? And what would be most helpful to do? And when we mean by do, I mean reflect on what life has been like in 2024. So this card is what would be helpful for us to know as we think about 2024 and its clarifiers. And this card is what would be helpful for us to think about 2024 and its clarifiers. And last, what would be helpful for us to do or to consider or to change, or just some reflection on maybe how things went and what we want to do differently. And as always, we'll have the Merryweather card, oops, at the end. And there it is. So I guess we're starting with that one. Things don't happen by accident, I guess. And the Two of Wands is the card of making plans. And as usual, I always talk about how the fact that one of these wands is bolted to the parapet. When we are making our big plans, it's really important for us to remember where our limitations are. And so as we're looking at this spread as a reflection of 2024, we want to keep in mind the fact that we had limitations. We maybe had big plans at the beginning of January, and holding the world in our hands, we thought, yep, this is what's going to happen this year. But the truth is, there was always something that we didn't know that was going to keep us from having exactly what we thought we were planning here. So that's not necessarily a bad frame to come from as we start this reading. So what would be helpful for us to know as we think about this past year? And that's the Seven of Swords, and that's a really interesting card, because the Seven of Swords can be a couple of things. It can be what we are hiding from ourselves, or what is being hidden from us by other people or other situations. And so there were things that we couldn't possibly know, and that ties in right to the wand that is attached to the parapet there. There were things we just didn't know, and perhaps now we do have a better idea of what they were, but we had been lied to, misled, and we may have done our own misleading to ourselves. Sometimes that is what happens to us, is that we want to lie to ourselves to get through things. So let's see what we've got here for clarifiers. And that is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a fabulous card. It is a blessing from heaven. It is the ability to be filled with all of the energies of the cards plus spirit. So we've got the inspiration, we've got the emotions, we've got clarity and truth, we've also got resources, and we have spirit. And so as we think about how we have been lied to or lied to ourselves, we're in a different place now as we look back on 2024 to say, I've learned something big. And that's what this blessing is about. The second card has to do with our resources. As we look back over whatever this was that we have uncovered, we are much more stable now than we were at the beginning of the year. So whatever it was that we uncovered, whether it was outside of us or inside of us, our cup is full at this point, and we are stable. That's not a bad place to be at the end of a long year. And thinking about that in terms of the Strength card, absolutely. What a year of growth this has been. So what do we want to think about as we reflect on 2024? And the Empress is the major arcana card of expansion. It is the birth of children and empires. And so as you look back over the year, what did you build? What did you put together this year that you really didn't expect to put together? Or maybe you did and it didn't actually turn out exactly as you wanted, but are you not feeling full of whatever it is you attempted? This was a huge expansion year for many people, whether it was in terms of resources or learning or whatever that was. So what did you grow? What did you learn? What did you bring into fruition as you think back over 2024? The Chariot is the card of success. It is the card of having won a race that was difficult, and you got here to the end. And here you are in your chariot. You've harnessed both the yin and the yang of these two sphinxes that are here. You had to hold it together in order to expand. And so there's some success here as you think about what your year has been full of. And also, this past year has brought some kind of recognition of your own ability, and this is really channeling the Strength card, of who you are, what you are capable of. Your self-confidence has grown, your ability to get things done has grown. And so as we think about this year, it's about how you have really come into yourself, what you have grown new, and how you have been successful. So think about that in terms of what your plans were and how they came into fruition from this perspective. And last of all, let's look at the Do card. And I'm not sure exactly how this is going to reflect on us. So let's look back on what we did. Yes, perhaps there was loss. There's always going to be loss. Life is full of joy and sorrow. And this card is also about asking for help, or it's about not feeling sorry for ourselves anymore and going to get what it is that we need. So did you do that? Did you go ask for some help? Did you finally recognize that you needed something other than limping along in the snow? My guess is that it's connected to whatever it was that you were denying here. You funded some place in your soul and heart and your resources to be successful here. So while this is what happened, this is the outcome. And that would be true. The Eight of Pentacles is the card of hard work and of commitment. And so whatever you realized earlier in the year, what you were missing, what you were shut out of into the cold from, you changed your mind about how it was going to be, and you moved forward to learn what you needed to learn, to fill your cup, to be successful, and to have some grounding in your own self-acceptance. And last of all, we have the Queen of Cups, the mature queen of intuition and of self-care. And if you take nothing else from all of these cards, it is that you are your most important resource. And in order for you to be successful, in order for you to have self-acceptance, in order to not self-deny the truths that you know, in order to really be effective in the plans that you want to make, you have to take care of yourself. You can't take care of others if you cannot take care of yourselves. So I think this is the overarching message here at the end of 2024. There was some denial that you had to overcome, which you did. There was some expansion that you made, which was very successful and really grounded you in your own self-confidence going forward. And you made some kind of a choice to leave something behind, to go to work on making things different, and to really take care of yourself. Overall, this looks like it has been a pretty productive year. So if this resonates, take it. But if it doesn't match your story, leave it behind and take what does work for your story. It is my hope that this was helpful. And if it was, please like, share, and subscribe. And let me invite you back tomorrow morning. And we will take these 3 cards and we'll look at if this is what has happened in this year. Where are we going to go in the future? We'll do a 9-card reading, and these will be our cards from the past, and we'll take it into the present and then look at what advice we have for 2025. Again, let me thank you for joining me. This year has been really fun to do these videos. Please watch my shorts. The channel has grown a lot, which I am very grateful for, and I'm still having a really good time doing this. And look for these longer random readings. I'm still not in a place to do them on a regular basis, but I will be doing them from time to time. I wish you the very best as we turn the calendar over to 2025. Blessings.